Thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, archangels and ascended masters, for the perfect guidance, perfect clarity, and perfect peace that is here for all of us right now. Thank you to the angelic realm, the elemental realm, our ancestors, spirit guides, animal guides, and guardian angels. We thank you for this opportunity for immediate change, immediate grace, and immediate love sparking in us right now. If we could just take in a breath, let's allow lightning to strike you. And strike is the wrong word. Let's let angelic lightning come to you. And if that's very precise, into the heart, into the head, into your hands, let's notice the activation that happens. Let's notice what they want to focus on, the different areas of your body, perhaps joints. And just very simply, bzz, 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 bzz. Just notice this work being done. And if we could notice the angels getting closer and closer to you, so it's very precise, almost like acupuncture. Bzz, bzz. So if we could feel any pain, any resistance, any fear, any idea of not being heard, any challenge, all those things being addressed at once. And if we could let, with the breath, let relief come. And if we could have a visual and knowing that, you know, the angels could be with all of us at once. So the same amount of angels that you notice around you, which might be a dozen or so, let's notice every single person on the planet having a dozen angels around them, bzz, 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 zapping them in the most positive way. And so if we could just breathe in to the trance of life being broken and allowing ourselves right now to really feel taken care of and having an amplification of love and anything that we consider a problem or a liability or a pattern that we are not thrilled with. Let's very simply let the remedy happen, letting the correction happening, letting the additional information happen. So where there is fear, let's notice confidence. Let's notice vision. Where there is concern about a system in your body being challenged, let's let there be relief and great capacity. Let's allow ourselves the space to accept ourselves as we are and to recognize how quickly we can change and to add. And if we could do that all with dropping out of time, dropping out of the sequence of numbers, and dropping into a space of great care and great clarity. We'll just breathe into all that and allow all these different things to happen. So let's just breathe in again to angels, 12 angels surrounding you, and then working with lightning as acupuncture. Activation, activation, activation. Wonderful. And if we could notice their happy demeanor in doing this, let's just breathe in for a moment. Good. And if we could just breathe in and pay attention to Archangel Michael, who is asking for your full attention, our full attention. If we could just breathe in to the Archangel Michael, who's right there with you. And and not that we're not, but he's asking that we take this moment seriously. So let's just breathe in and let's give that angel your full attention right now. And if we could all notice him saying to each of us individually, you are okay. So let's just breathe into that. Let's let Archangel Michael get even closer. Good. And if you could notice the symbol or the just the touch to your forehead that he makes, perhaps into the bridge of your nose. And let's let Archangel Michael take care of you right now. And if we could breathe into, this is the angel we work with every single time. Let's just breathe into your relationship with him, your track record with him, and let's let him be your healer right now, letting him be your guide right now. And if we could do that with very simply witnessing him um, taking care of you, and perhaps that's involving him with hands on your body and him praying for you, perhaps with some mantra, perhaps with some chanting. So there's a sense of ritual. If we could just breathe in and letting this magnificent archangel, who is so prevalent in our work that we sometimes take him for granted, let's just let him come front and center right now and to heal you. And very thoroughly, as this work continues, let's let Michael, like removing an outer layer of cellophane from you, let him remove the energy of other people from you, including people you see every single day. And it may well be with what Michael is doing healing wise that he's speaking an ancient language or a different language. Let's just breathe and let him work on you and for you. And if we could really feel the intimacy of the touch, perhaps his hand on your lower back, and all of this is about access, 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 that we're working with this angel with full access. And so, with breath here, if we could just lovingly give him more room, let's consciously reveal our hearts, open our hearts to this archangel. And let's let him lift your thoughts, lift your highest dreams up. And if you could witness him exalting your dreams, him prioritizing your dreams of living on a peaceful planet, of having a rich, satisfying life, of fulfillment, of creativity, of grace and peace and pleasure for yourself and your loved ones, of feeling the victory of humanity, of fully waking up and embracing the full magnitude of life, including intuition, including letting an angel heal you, and to do so without attaching to time. So, right now in this moment, let's just lovingly let this angel heal you. Wonderful. Whatever this means to you, let's very simply notice Archangel Michael, perhaps somewhere on your skin, just putting in a code, whatever that means to you, that there is a code, there is access. Let's very simply notice him um, with angelic grace and angelic knowledge, accessing your code and making very positive change in your DNA, in Akashic records, in your heart, in your cells. And let's notice Archangel Michael taking your skull in his hands and perhaps holding your head toward his heart as he chants for you. And if we could breathe into this being more than anything an initiation, whatever that feels like or whatever that means to you. And feeling more effortless access to grace, to love, to knowledge, to hope, that there's a greater reservoir of wisdom and knowledge and creativity for you. So it's less reliant on being self generated or remembered. It's just there. If we could just breathe into that. Wonderful. If we could breathe in, and if we could notice the feminine quality, the feminine aspect of Archangel Michael taking over, and him essentially adopting that aspect and continuing the healing work with you. If we could breathe in and just let this work continue. If we could take a moment, notice your hands and to feel Archangel Michael's strength in your hands. And let's notice what you want to do with your hands. Perhaps we could direct them right now to your own heart. And with Archangel Michael working through your hands, his strength in your hands, let's very simply heal your own heart by acknowledging it. If we could feel the independence of your heart, so let's just breathe in, noticing Archangel Michael working through your hands and letting there be this healing of your heart and empowerment, empowering your heart. Let's just breathe in. And like being at the gas station, let's very simply let Archangel Michael's strength and love fill you up, filling up every single cell, filling up your creativity, filling up your capacity for things like memory, compassion, confidence, So we lead with love, we lead with clarity, we don't lead with fear. To recognize the truth that you are enough, and to let this infusion of angelic grace and energy, um, let there be greater acceptance of yourself and others as they are, as you are, but letting something different happen here. So moving past the status quo into a space of extraordinary energy, extraordinary grace, extraordinary love. Wonderful. We'll just breathe into that. Great. With Archangel Michael's strength in your hands. And let's very simply notice, yes, you're sitting right where you are. You are right where you are right now. Let's very simply notice the non-physical version of you standing, perhaps right outside the structure that you're in, and indeed being 100 feet tall. Let's just be that giant. Let's just feel this enormous capacity to see, this enormous capacity to take in, to observe, to recognize, and using all of your wisdom, all of your knowledge, all of you, using all of you, utilizing all of you. Let's very simply let Archangel Michael's strength be in your hands and in your vision and in your voice and in your presence and in the 100 feet of you. And let's very simply make change. Let's enhance all the love in your community, in your city, in your state, in your country, in your planet, on your planet. Let's enhance the love. Let's emphasize the love. Let's de emphasize the fear, letting the fear move down and the love move up, like moving the volume on things. And let's recognize your ability to see, to vision, and to speak into being what you want to have happen. And let's say out loud right now, I live on a peaceful planet. My needs are met and exceeded. I live a very fulfilling life. I love my life. My loved ones and neighbors live fulfilling, peaceful lives. My unified community thrives. We choose peace and health together. We speak generous words. We know what to do. Wonderful. Let's just breathe in. And if you could notice what you want to say to your community, to your area, to your loved ones. And if we could feel in the enormity of being 100 feet tall, things that we're concerned about physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, perhaps have a different way of being right now. If we can notice enormous capacity being present right now, that indeed there is more grace, there is more bandwidth, there is more clarity. That our individual vibration is higher and our collective vibration is higher, which in turn makes it harder for people to continually crash their vibration into a space of terror that might be seen as political. So let's just breathe in. Let's then just put out a message to people who are wanting to stay as unconscious as possible. Let's very simply say out loud to those people right now, I see you. It's going to be okay. It's okay to wake up. You've slept long enough. I'm here and I see you. Wonderful. Let's just breathe in. Let's let that message go out. We're heading to a space where everyone on the planet is wide awake. Let's just breathe in and just feel that it's okay for us to hold that space now and to be wide awake. Let's say that out loud. I am wide awake right now. I'm here right now. I'm fully alive right now. Wonderful. We'll just breathe into that. And let's notice with Archangel Michael's strength in your hands, what your hands want to do. Wonderful. We'll just breathe in. And if we could just very simply notice with your 100-foot tall vision and might, let's very simply notice a space where people have more room. And that the fewer than 100 people who are controlling things have less room and less of a voice. Let's very simply just feel that collective energy of true democracy, true voice, true will, and remove the fear from it and get into a space of unity. We choose this. We choose to be fully awake. We choose to use our intuition. We choose to have compassion. We choose to include. We choose to be civil. We choose to be confident. We choose to release fear. We choose to love life. We choose to honor nature. We choose to honor things like psychology and to use it as a tool of wisdom. We choose to heal. We choose to include. It's very simply just breathe into all that. Wonderful. Let's breathe in. And let's say out loud to humanity, including in your community, no more violence, no more childish behavior. It's okay to be an adult. I'm being an adult right now, and I'm not feeling insecure. I feel loving confidence, and I see you with that vision. Wonderful. Let's just breathe into all that. And just notice what's here and what you feel. And so, in the different spaces that the different people doing this call right now, and others who might listen in the future, let's very simply notice standing tall in Portland, Oregon, in Venice, in Los Angeles, in Palo Alto, in Sherman Oaks, in San Jose. Let's just stand tall in New York State. Let's stand tall and just notice each other from a distance. And notice all the people not on this call who are doing the same work. And just feel that grid of love, that grid of power, that connection, that voice, including leaders. If we could just breathe in and consider yourself a leader for doing this right now. The people praying right now, the people saving lives right now, them standing 100 feet tall, the people advocating for health right now, the people advocating for humanity right now, standing tall. And just breathe in and feel that network around the United States. And we'll see Rosario standing tall in Mexico, other people standing tall in England, in France, in all of Europe, people standing tall in Australia, in Canada, in Russia, in Alaska, in Hawaii, people standing tall in China, in Japan, in Africa, in Antarctica, in Greenland, in Iceland. Let's just feel that connection and that vastness. People standing tall in your hometown. Let's notice the animals being included in this. Giraffes seeing you standing tall. Whales breaching with joy to join you in standing tall. Birds, trees, redwoods. Let's just feel this inclusion and feeling this love. Wonderful. And if you could feel coming back to the very first thing, let's notice lightning coming to you in this moment of height. Let's notice what the lightning does, what the lightning purifies. Wonderful. And let's notice with the power of Archangel Michael in your hands, let's create lightning. And perhaps that lightning goes to each other like a grid. Perhaps that lightning goes to certain locations, like a White House in Washington, D.C., and creates change, creates consciousness. And without a sense of separation, without a sense of defiance or anger, let's very simply, you just invite everyone to wake up, to come out of the trance, and to be themselves, to not be afraid. Let's notice all the artists standing tall. Paul McCartney, Neil Young, Joan Baez, standing tall. Wonderful. And we'll feel these power centers like the Eiffel Tower doing the same thing, the Washington Monument, Golden Gate Bridge, Empire State Building, Chrysler Building. Let's just breathe into all this connection and the huge reach that is here. Let's just breathe into that reach. Wonderful. And let's just notice what you want to say with that huge reach. And if we could feel with that your visibility. Wonderful. And if we could say out loud to the entire world as a statement of truth and a statement of encouragement, I am visible right now and I see you. And as an invitation, let's say out loud, let's see each other and recognize our similarities. We all want peace and love. Let's achieve that with grace. And let's say out loud to everyone, thank you. And let's say out loud to Archangel Michael, thank you. And let's say out loud to nature and the animals and the structures, thank you. Good. If we could do one thing, let's tune into in Australia, Uluru or Ayers Rock, that big, huge icon of nature. Let's just breathe in, notice what Uluru wants to tell you right now. If we could just let that energy move through you. Wonderful. Just breathe into that. Good. And if you can notice yourself 100 foot tall standing right next to Uluru or on top of it, and notice what comes. And let's feel this invitation from this iconic space, this epicenter of humanity, the invitation to be fully, fully conscious. Let's just breathe in and accept that. And let's say this out loud. I allow my waking life to be brilliant. Wonderful. We'll just breathe in. And let's notice this the energy, the activation, the clarity you've garnered from Uluru. Let's take that right back to where you are right now and just feel that monument of connection. And with truth and monumental joy, we'll say out loud to Uluru, thank you. Wonderful. Let's breathe in. Let's just feel the nourishment that is here. Nourishment in mind, body, spirit, emotion. Greater capacity, greater peace, greater fulfillment, and a lot of love. And let's just lovingly, let's do just a round of forgiveness. 1% works, more works. Let's very simply just say out loud, I forgive everyone for everything right now. I forgive myself for everything right now. I ask for forgiveness for everything right now. I am wide awake right now. I am kind to myself right now. I let myself off the hook for everything right now. I let everyone off the hook for everything right now. I live on a planet full of wonder, and together we create magic. Great, wonderful. We'll just breathe into all that. And let's feel Archangel Michael's power in your hands. And let's let the 100-foot version of you become the person who is sitting right where you are or lying down right where you are. And just to feel the enormity of this moment and the presence in this moment, and that everything is good. And with this clarity, with this joy, with this activation, and with this perspective, we say out loud to Michael and everyone and everything, thank you. And thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, Archangels and Ascended Masters, for this opportunity for deep clarity, deep peace, deep love, and deep joy right now for our highest possible good. We celebrate life right now, knowing that everything truly is in perfect and divine order. And we're so grateful for this day and for this moment. And with generosity, peace, and harmony, we acknowledge Archangel Michael. We acknowledge all the locations and people that were mentioned. And we acknowledge all of humanity. And together, with a we, not a they, with a we celebrate life. And with a we, not a they, we celebrate great peace and great joy. And with a we say out loud, thank you. And we quite simply ask for this or something better. If we could all say this, I ask for this or something better right now in all directions of time. And so it is.